what these two teams end up running with, because there was some sort of attempted mutual agreement, no bunker, but I'm gonna see if they end up sticking to their word or not. I'm curious.
Maybe it was bait.
Maybe it was bait. Maybe both teams baited each other. Who knows?
Hey, but still worth mentioning, both teams are right now 2-1 when it comes to their record.
Indeed.
So a lot of it at stake. Whoever wins is gonna be up 3-1 and potentially running for win it all. So.
Indeed, quite a big match with quite a lot of consequences. Of course, we'll have to see what the map result on the other side will be. But it's going to be a big series because there's a lot of teams that are still in the running for getting the #1 spot. And I mean, whoever loses here is probably not going to end up taking it. So, right, so here we see the confirmation from our dear friend Tamok. The agreement is just a gentleman's agreement and no bunker, but bunker is not banned, so if anyone wants to swap to Orisa, they are free to do so. But so for now, it seems like both Eternal and Dallas have put deed to their word, put action to it, and they're both playing the Reinhardt, so we're going to see some Reinhardt Zarya with some sniper competitions with Mercy. But on the other hand, Red Team's pushing with the Lucian on it. They have to make the play, they're going to go aggressive and instantly a sleeper onto Dallas.
Interesting.
But Dynamite on Regrants. That was a good Dynamite with damage boost there, but Shaladars forced Dallas. Narrow plays, but everything is on blue team is on such low health points, but these teams are trading damage back and forth.
Hey, but give credit to the supports.
They held him up
for the blow moment, because Dallas looked like a pig on a stick.
Yeah, instead he got 3 kills just now.
Yeah.
This is also after mix, Shadow swaps off of the Reaper and goes on to the Hunter. I think just a little bit more range damage and getting the Grav combo. In the meantime, though, Archangel's pushing up with that Graviton Surge, and Taito is still behind a little bit.
Yeah, it's 66% already.
Yeah, and he didn't even get to win the fight, so he just managed to survive and managed to do something with the high charge that he had.
And then again, we're probably going to see a shatter from Dallas very
but in the
soon.
meantime, Avoli already has the nanoboost, but then at the same time, Ansi has the Valkyrie. Both the portals from both sides being popped there. Ready to make a move. They need some speed boost here. Oh, Dallas! Sad times, but now he does get the nanoboost himself, and he's ready to make the plays. Gets a lot of kills back and forth again. Shadows takes down Suzu, but that will quickly be resurrected, probably. Yeah, it does. So that's a very strong and potent start here. Chris Krieg is very low. Shadows does manage to take down Dallas, which means that he will not be resurrected. He will not be resurrected. That's quite vital there. And now Eternal is just like, yeah, I'm back, boys. There's no main tank, so I can play the video game. Maybe after I'm healed.
Big pick.
Big pick there, and just completely isolate from support. Eternal needs a lot of help here, Riggins is barely managing to keep him alive, but he's also on fire himself. They need to find the Shadow.
Dallas is back.
Takes down the Mercy. And they Shadow Bob too. Bob, come on, get up, Bob. Okay, Bob was back in the fray. He managed to kill Riggins, so.
Oh man.
Man, not even cerebral paralysis can bring down Bob. What a lad. Shadow takes down once again.
I mean, to be honest, Bob is kind of brain dead. He doesn't even understand not to kill Baby Diva and to stagger her.
True, but that's different from cerebral paralysis. Well,
that's true.
But quite admirable. In the meantime, Shaladars doesn't quite have the Dragon, but Archangel does have his Graviton, which means that with the absence of his portal from Braum, this looks like a good moment to take advantage of it and cap it. See if they can actually capitalize, no pun intended. Reinhardt mind game's still a bit in the favor of Dallas. He does already have built, but Bloodgorn falls to Shaladars. And there comes the Graviton Freeman. This is what they were looking for. Yeah, clean it up. Shadows and Chris Creek both add to the mix, and this is just the moment to cap. Braum had a very strong hold here, more than 2 minutes off the clock, but eventually they do succumb to just a very good engagement from the Red team.
But big pick at the beginning, you don't have your Ana, you all of a sudden have to play defensive, the enemy team pushes into you.
And they already had a Graviton, so difficult to beat it anyways. Alright. This is looking promising though. Shaladars moves over to the Widowmaker, wants to actually abuse these long sidelines, and in Plank and Suzu playing Ashe and Hunter respectively, there will be some good damage, but the absolute range on a map like Hollywood is immense, so Shaladars might just have the edge there. See how this pans out.
Why I wonder if we're gonna see Monkey Diva switches.
I was about to say, someone's got to take the high grounds. Suzu opens up with the Dragon Strike and managed to get a good split off here. Once again, these tanks are isolated and Archangel falls rather quickly. Chris Creek in a lot of trouble, but manages to escape just in time. Eternal gets the shield up. Riggins still has that beat drop, so whatever engagement comes, there will be a decent chance here for the Red Team to withstand it. They got the Earth Shadow, the High Noon, the Nanoboost, and the beat drop, but gotta see how it all pans out and plays out, of course.
Hey, we're gonna see Bob again.
Yeah, but we're not gonna see Bloodgorn for now, unless he gets resurrected, but that would mean that the rest of the front line is more vulnerable. Yeah, Shadows with another
he's not gonna get resurrected.
Oh, Dallas with a ballsy play does get the Earth Shatter online in terms of ult charge, but still falls to the damage, and this just... Man, this fight is just bleeding out. Just constantly applying a little bit of pressure.
They're gonna come back with pretty much 5 ultimates.
True.
But still, the red team, they have their own bunch of ultimates.
Surely. They still have this
So-
bait drop for quite a while, and so the Nanobus, so they'll be able to withstand quite a few things here.
An interesting fight is ahead of us.
Yeah. Suzu swapping over to the Genji wants to deal with these like high ground threats, and particularly in the form of showers, but also maybe get some damage onto Chris Krieg if he can get the deflect perhaps going. Very low Ana and Avoli. When needs to quickly use his ultimate, gets it.
That
That timing was just off. And this is a good moment for the blue team. They invest some ults themselves, sure, but they get the picks up in their favor. And Suzy just, I mean, he dies at the end, but he does get a lot of kills and damage. Sorry, and once again, Bob gets rid of something.
Yeah, and it's still a pretty nice push. It's only Mercy ult and Bob, so
Yeah,
and you
traded for a
convince
beat drop.
For a beat drop, and yeah, only a beat drop. And now some switches. Chris is switching to Ashe again as well. I mean, so we're gonna see a potential Bob v Bob situation.
Yeah. However, both teams are going to have to Graviton Surge up, and that's where I'm eyeballing it right now. It's what's going to happen with these two, because Rigorn just used a beat drop. That would have been otherwise enough to prevent things. But
And what's gonna be the follow-up? We don't have any follow-up ultimates, so...
well, I would say if you're the blue team, you just Nanoboost Suzu and let him dash in, and I mean, he'll have his Dragon Blade next fight for sure, maybe even during. Maintain the Eternal's taking little time to actually wait.
Oh, that's a Boostio.
Well, he's going to farm his beat drop up again. Does end up sleeping on a job Rigorn, and then they get Nanoboost, or Graft, sorry. Nanoboost comes in, blue team is promo and is going to win this fight, and they want to do it convincingly. Pause. Gonna do a quick pause, because we have a quick departure from Avoli. At least he did manage to use the Nanoboost in time, so at least it will not be a loss of ultimate charge.
Yes.
However, now we're going to be seeing, okay, Avoli is back. Suzu is going to be quite close to the Dragon Blade. Not much else on the blue team side, whereas Archangel on the red team does have the, what's it called? The Graviton Surge. I think they want to try and push this quickly, because Plank and Suzu are both looking close to those ultimates.
Yeah, I think you have to deny the Bob, because, if you grab and they Bob, you cannot really approach. Bob is providing this, covering fire.
Yeah.
And, you don't have any follow-up ultimate, so all you just can do is start swinging as Rain.
Bob the Bouncer.
Yeah, and Bob
Sarge
the
wants to do
Bouncer
that.
will protect. He protects.
Yeah. He protect, he attack, but mostly he stack. Imagine going to a 7-stack in competitive with Bob.
Nice. I mean, his accuracy is pretty good, so
Yeah,
I'll
he doesn't
take
really
it.
miss a lot of shots. He's good tracking. In the meantime, Plank
And big pick.
sleeping,
Big
but
pick.
takes down a volley instantly, which means that he will have the Bob line very shortly. And that means that there will be a quick reset coming in.
Yeah, and in the meantime, that's the no Bob.
No Bob
But
for now,
still, in
Shadow's
the
stepping up.
meantime, that's the res, and you just allow the brown moments to charge their ultimates.
Yeah, and to push up, like, look how far the red team is from the card. They actually have to do a lot of work to push this. And, Archangel has to open up big with this one. There's what you imagine happening. At least there's no shield in the front line. Plank does take down Rigorn, but a lot of damage into that Graviton. But Suzu also finds a kill together with Dallas. This fight is anyone's game. Plank and Bob finds another ult. 3 kills from Bob. What a mad lad. I've never seen Bob just murder half of my team, but I guess I've seen it just now.
And, convincing win.
Definitely.
Again, I mean, I still feel it was like a similar case like we saw last matches. Just kind of have a hefty bank of ultimates. You
Yeah.
can't really go up against it, so just a rough round
Definitely.
for Solo Ult Ghaliya.
Yeah, but we have seen before that Brahmo got hold toward, just at an arch radar choke just after the first cap, so they have to be very careful that doesn't happen to them again, because they have a very promising start in this series. And both teams are still in it to win it, basically. They can both still become victorious at the end of this tournament, so they want to win it, right here.
Yeah, and obviously I'm not counting them. I mean, they still are the potent team that can take it all. They can win, they can turn it around and full hold right now, and then win another map. So, we'll see what happens. But, so far, it was a little bit sloppy, I gotta say.
Yeah, we'll be seeing the tried and true comp with Plank on the Ashe and Suzu on the Genji. Definitely a hero that he favors a lot.
I mean, it's been working pretty well, so...
Yeah, like I said, tried and true. And then we're going to see a bit of a shake-up coming in from the red team. They want to full hold with an Ana Zen composition, so a lot of utility. Some very powerful ultimates, but maybe a lack of speed.
I like the Zen because, you just agreed not to play bunker, so this is probably going to be Zarya.
Yeah.
And, what better way to protect your team against a Graph than with Trends?
Indeed. Just hope that the Anthony from Bloodcarm doesn't end up finding anything. But we'll see how things go, I suppose. Chris Krieg is going to be on the McCree. Definitely got some good flashpoints on the first one. Killed the Mercy with the Shallow on the Hanzo. He's always good in those long-range DPS. So we'll be curious to see how he ends up doing it. The first engagement coming in from Brawl Moment, and definitely
but then
the
again,
red team.
you know, just want to quickly mention, it's gonna be tough for Regrind because you have two huge win conditions. One is a Nano Blade, the other one is a Grav. Which one do you trans against?
And the other one is getting
anyway,
Firestruck.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he has some time to think about that one, Scrooty. Meantime, Shellars does get the melee onto Suzu, but a lot of damage coming in on the main tanker. Eternal is barely standing, but Shellars in the meantime is finding the kills that his team needs. He's stepping up to the plate now, goes for the Mercy, leaps forward valiantly, gets a tempo from his team even to just keep him in the thick of things, but Eternal's taking a lot of damage, but gets... the nade there was so good from Avoli. It allowed...
In the meantime, Ansia was 1v1 in Chris.
Yeah, I mean, he just got a search of dominance. I mean, it's nice that your support can heal you, but definitely some supports have quite the capacity to aim, and Ansia just displayed that quite well, sorry. In the meantime, Red Team's going to have a lot of ultimates. Regan's coming back on the low, should be back quicker, but look at his ultimate.
Grab Dragon combo coming in.
And the Nanobus, and a Shadow soon. And a Hyun. Okay, just one more touch for Shadowers. He needs it! Only just gets it, but he's still stuck in the duel.
Busy.
Just tiny mistiming, and they do get the Nanobus in eventually onto Dallas, and Bromo is looking to capitalize on it here. Small mistakes like that end up costing the Red Team here, Team Solo Ult Ghaliya.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah,
because, you know, Salidars was occupied fighting two people pretty much, and then the grab happened. He didn't really see where it is, so unfortunate.
You'd hear like, oh, 98 on my Dragons, and you think, like, again, it's going to plop it and he's going to get the last percentage, but you know, Shadow was quite occupied, so it was difficult for him to get that angle. However, he has been quite effective in zoning people out of them in general, splitting up teams. So we'll be seeing how he manages to find value from this one.
Well, but right now they have 3 ultimates, Shatter and 2 DPS ultimates.
And there comes no Bob in this fight, and they even get the Dragon Strike just so they cannot resurrect. Dallas does get some extra healing from his Ana. But the team is a bit separated right now, and definitely they're inside. Archangel is finding some crucial damage here to get it with Shaladars. Takes down Taito. Well done there. Chris Creek's sleeping on the job. They have to help him out a little bit, but they'll be alright for now. Archangel farming up to another Graviton. He's already at 65%, 70 almost. Avoli still has that Nanobus as well, so you know, even though the time bank and the positioning seems in favor of the Bro Moment, the blue team, I must say that Team Solo Ult Ghaliya, the red team, is getting a lot of good ultimates in there. Look quite stable right now.
And they also, you know, very good choice to defend so far up, because right now they're setting themselves up for 2 defense fights.
True, but they look
as one.
It looks like they're counting on the second one right now, because Archangel just overextended a little bit and ends up paying the price for it. In the meantime, Bob does get slipped rather quickly, so he doesn't quite get to do what he wants. In the meantime, Susan does get all the Shaladars, and Chris tends to do all their Plank does get the final blow on eventually. Red team might have to make a move soon, but there's a lot of ultimates coming up for the blue team.
Yeah, there's a Nano on Chris.
Nanoboost here, but Plank takes down Avoli. Nice shatter here, and an extra beat up to work with things. High tide.
These are
3 kills from Chris, the turnaround that they needed.
4 ultimates though.
Yeah, true. The only thing that I'm very worried about now is that Suzu will have his Dragon Blade up. And, well, he had it for quite a while, and they will also have Shatter and Nano Boost. So Archangel has to probably solo grab.
That was the initial question. What do you use your defensive ultimate for? And you just used it for Grav, and well, now's the Blade. And Nano Blade at that.
Shadowers needs to step up big now. He gets 1 counter pick, gets a second. This is just what they need. The time to stabilize and the time for Riggin to get back. Shadowers realizes what he's done and needs to just chill out for a bit, be safe. And in the meantime, just looking at what's going to happen here, because we see Arcane has his ultimate. No one else on his team is close except Shadowers if he continues to shoot like this. Whereas we're looking at a Nanoblade and Shadow from the blue side. And Bob is going to be, he was sleeping in for a bit, so he'll be back with us shortly in about 45%. Shadowers with another crucial pick. He doesn't want to give up this map. He doesn't want to end up down here. Ansia does get the resin onto Plank, so Bob Mays is showing it. There comes the Nanoblade. They want to even get the bubble on him. They want to deal with Shatters as soon as they can. They get him eventually, so it's 1-up for him.
I don't know if that was a good choice, because, you know, in the end, you just traded 2 ultimates to kill Widow.
Indeed. I mean, luckily there's no Mercy to resurrect it back up, but that Shatter will definitely confirm things. Chris does take down Suzu, which is favorable. Dallas in the meantime, the backline. It's a lot of damage. Eternal does tear down on Bloodgarm, but Chris is going to have to touch this, and that's the first map going over to Brawl Moment, and I must say, it ended up being much closer than we had initially anticipated. Okay, so now we get to the payload map pick, which is going to be from the other side. So Brawl Moment had the first pick here, now we'll go to Team Solo Ult Ghaliya.
And the pressure's now on the Solo Ult Ghaliya team.
Yeah, they have to,
they have to win 2 maps in a row.
Yeah, definitely. Into Junkertown. Bunkertown, my favorite.
but also Widowtown and Double
True.
Sniper Town.
And actually, both teams had a gentleman's agreement to not play bunker, so I'm wondering if anyone gets tempted here. So yeah, we're going to see how that turns out. Definitely, Widow can be quite strong, and I can see it from Shaldar's perspective. Maybe we'll even see Archangel and Dave. We haven't seen him on it much, but we'll see what ends up happening. However, I must say, Ansia is quite prevalent on the Mercy and plays it quite well, so that can be quite helpful in those Widow duels and Sniper duels.
Definitely. Not only damage boosting, but also resin, in case you lose a little duel.
Happens. Just a little slip. Right, the castle's are ready, and it seems like the teams are also ready. Dallas' team is ready, and Brown is, and there we go. Next up, Junkertown.
This is gonna be so weird, because Junkertown has been a bunker map long before bunker became a thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, seeing Junkertown and not seeing Orisa on it, it's gonna be interesting.
We don't break agreements, Rickon says. And Tomahawk's just friendly reminder to both teams that it's just a gentleman's agreement, so whoever wants to pick it. Don't worry, Dallas, I'll see you tomorrow. I have to make a joke here on Skype.
But you know, it's funny because Regrin's on the kind of team that's pressured right now, but they still mention it. They still going strong, and they feeling strong against no Orisa.
Yeah, and we will see a dive now. Yeah, Shallow is on the Widowmaker, Volley on the Mercy, Archangel on the Eternal, and Chris on Genji. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of heroes that I'd like to see, especially on a map with a bit of high ground. It can be difficult on the first point, but after the second point and the last point are quite good for dives. I'm curious to see if they can pull it off. In the meantime, Dallas is sticking to his tried and true Reinhardt, titled by his side on the Zarya, seeing the double sniper on again. So, curious to see how this goes. The snipers definitely have to deal with a lot of pressure right now, whereas the tanks will have to hope that their snipers can actually get those picks, because it will be difficult for Reinhardt to keep up with this Genji, Winston, Deva flying about.
But also, we'll see if Shalidars is up to the challenge. He's going to be against a double sniper comp, so, you know, always a bit more difficult to fight two snipers as opposed to just one.
Especially when you get like a sonic arrow near your feet, so the enemy sniper always knows where you're at. It's just the extra sniper adds an extra dimension for the enemy sniper.
Even worse if the enemy recon arrow pierces your head.
Yeah, or even worse if the enemy recon, like storm arrow, just pierces your Diva mech.
Yeah,
and the form underneath, the pilot. Right, Dallas has no shame to just get up into the thick of things, but it does end up costing Ansia alive. And in the meantime, the main tanks for the red team has just taken a high ground for a little bit. However, Suzu on the off angle takes down Shallow just as he comes out. They needed it because they didn't have a main heal with them. And Volley does res up Shadow Guards, but it buys time for him, crucially. Shadow is going on the off angle, doesn't split off the map luckily, at a close line up, but Suzu has spot him out, so the duel is once again in Suzu's favor. He's stepping up, man.
Yeah, but there you go, like Shalidars was fighting Plank, and Suzu was just shooting him from behind, so that's what I meant. It's difficult playing against two snipers.
Yeah, in the meantime, the Warhags do get popped, and Chris has been spotted in the backline, also messing about with Suzu. Plank takes down Chris's Krieg, and Suzu is still kept alive with his healers, so props to Brawl moment here. They're doing a lot of work, and these snipers and supports are building together so well. However, Avoli reses up Chris Krieg, and Ansia does get taken out by the Antonate and by Archangel. Archangel does end up losing the mech, but then again, Shalars takes down Bloodgorn.
The picks are coming through.
Yeah, Shalars is warmed up now. Small duel in the backline, but Chris Krieg finally gets the better of Suzu. And Dallas takes down Archangel just before the end, but he was already in baby form, so it's not the biggest deal. Chris Krieg is going to have the nanoblade up together with Regrin soon, so they're getting rolling now, and once you push past his face with dive, you're looking a lot better.
And you know, you don't have anything against that nanoblade, you don't even have graph to solo grab him. You may try to shatter him, but it's difficult to shatter a nano Genji.
Especially if you're just flying about in the air, like if it's in a narrow hallway, sure, but it's going to be difficult here. Well, Chris is taking a little hesitation, he wants to pull it instantly, takes down Plank, Nanobus applies a bit later, but it does end up coming in. However, there's only one Zarya on the objective trying to stall this one, and Eternal takes Taito down, so you could say a bit of an early Dragon Blade, but it cut the deal for him.
That's what they needed. They occupied the enemy team, and in the meantime, the rest capped.
Yeah, just got rid of Taito, was actually trying to contest it. Shallards with two crucial picks once again. DPS are truly stepping up to the plate here. I like to see it. Shadows with a third one while Archangel got stuck, just creating space, buying time. Susan says DM, okay, sure. We'll try.
I think Shalidars just doesn't really want to lose this map.
No, definitely. I mean, like we said, whoever loses here is basically out of the running for the first prize. So
yeah.
However, there's also one team called O-Behave, which, depending on their own result, they might be very happy if it's a 2-1 or a 1-1 at some point, because that means that they won't have the greatest dip in map differential, which can be quite helpful.
That's true.
A lot at stake here. Alright, let's see how things go. Do have to tank ults up for the blue side now for Bra moment, so that's going to be a big one to have in the mix. And Eternal takes a lot of damage. He does it to Primal Rage, but one card pop it. Archangel gets shattered instantly with Regrant. Shadows takes down Plank, but Bloodcrumb takes down Regrant's counterpart, so one pick on both sides. Both teams pop the Viper, so they may be able to get a rest of. However, blue team continues to push. Right, still no further picks until Shadows decides otherwise, and then some extra ults get thrown back and forth. And Nano boosted Reinhardt and a Winston Primal Raging takes down Bloodcrumb quite well, and then Suzu gets resurrected by Ansia, but then falls after one big Primal Rage, but Chris Creek continues to wreak havoc, and Eternal on the front line, he can tank for it, and Chris Creek gets his third kill.
Yeah, but you know what? I was watching Dallas this whole sequence, and it was just difficult for him to find targets. Everybody was just jumping around, flying around, and he was swinging, but no one was in range pretty much. Yeah,
and now Bloodcrumb swaps with the Lucia, but he did not have that Lucia speed boost before, so then it's just like, hey Genji, and then Genji dashes away, and then Winston, you want to greet him, but then he just jumps away, and then he Primal knocks you about. So I think Dallas is really wanted the hook, but couldn't quite get it.
And now that's why the switches are happening now. Dallas on Monkey, Taito on Diva.
Yeah, Dragon Strike coming in from the backline. Chris Creek takes an Ansia, but Suzu finds Shadows with that cheeky dragon. Didn't quite see that one coming. In the meantime, a main tank is going on, but Avoli does manage to get a res off onto Shaladars. They don't want to give this fight up quite yet. Chris Creek going in deep for the backline, but will he be able to get out in time? That's the big question right now.
He is pretty deep.
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Taito does lose his mech, and Dallas, or Suzu rather, on the front line, dealing with the enemy Winston, but Eternal gets the healing from his Mercy just in time. Well played to catch each other out there. And as we're seeing, this dive is becoming increasingly better as you progress through the map. Quite nice to see that one. Ooh, Archangel.
And there's Stagger on Mini Diva, yeah.
This is what you need to turn the series around. They've realized it, it seems.
And the payload is slowly but surely moving forward.
Yeah, like we're almost around the bottleneck and we're already on the third stage, but they want to get rid of Shadows, which they do very swiftly, very quickly. One quick res onto the moving platform and Volley brings back Shadows from the dead. Meantime, this payload, I just like this fucking helicopter, dude, it's amazing. Shadows gets one pick up to Plank, and then it's a Primal Raging Monkey. He's not going to get rid of him anytime soon, but the enemy Monkey also, Shadows gets 3 kills, but both monkeys are angry, but which is the angrier monkey? I think it's the one, I think it's Dallas, but to no avail because he already lost 4 members. Maybe that's why he's so angry. They do get onto Mercy. Ooh, Avoli was very low there, but Archangel and Shadows just both collaborate to take down Dallas before he can get the final pick. Crucial moment there, otherwise Avoli would not have been with the team right now.
But we're gonna have a recontest for the bro moment with a
Diva Bomb
and Diva Bomb.
Opening up with the Diva Bomb, Chris does have the Genji Blades, just looking to use Bloodcrumb has the bait drop. Can he get Alpha? No, Bloodcrumb is gonna have to respawn with it. Decides to hold on to it for now, which may have been wise because he was already quite low, but Shadows in the meantime finds a pick. Regrant does fall, but there's already 4 kills, and looks like they're gonna complete lobby, and they get the resurrect off of Regrant, and now Plank does take down a volley, and Suzu cuts up 2 at the end there, but Suzu gets blown up at the very end. Oh, that was close. Very nice. I like the dive comp. I like it a lot. I've missed it.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? When I saw these picks before the map started, I just felt warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah. Even though you always got dove back in the day.
Yeah, it's still... It was also kind of PTSD flashbacks, but at the same time, warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, it's been 11 seasons, so maybe the PTSD isn't that severe anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of died out, It's
I'm already happy that I don't see Brig anymore. Like, I saw no Brig, no Sombra, no Doomfist. Like, you've made... These teams just made me happy with 3 things. I hope they can keep it up. But definitely, it was fun to see because the red team kind of struggled on the first point because the dive is just not as strong right there. But when they got rolling, you see the second point and the last point just feature a lot of high grounds. And, the Winston, Dave, and the Genji can just benefit so much from it. And because they already played on first point, you bring in some good ultimates, you bring in some good synergies and habits. And it really paid out for the red team because they struggled initially, but they got a 2-minute with timebank still and they capped the entire thing.
Yeah. And I felt like, a lot of these fights started out kind of even, but then, progressively as they were going on, it was just the red team was just winning those fights. I mean, most of it, to be honest, is just Charizard's getting 4 people. Yeah, that not gonna lie. That make the difference a bit, but in the end, even if he wasn't getting picks all the time, still I feel like the red team, just the pressure of presence, the Widow just being there, creating, so much pressure just by existing. Yeah. It gave the red team way more space, way more tools to work with.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Eternal and Avoli because they've been keeping each other alive, controlling these high grounds and keeping the rest of their team safe so well. But we're gonna get into the next round now. Can Blue team managed to get a 2-0 victory with maybe an extra overtime push in there as well. We will be seeing Suzu and Plank both on hit scans. So Suzu on the McCree, Plank on the Tracer. A bit more mobility from the start out from the blue side. And we're going to see the red team sticking to the comp that worked so well for them on offense, and I cannot blame them. See if they can continue pulling it off.
Oh, Dallas, that's a deep dive.
Deep dive, and Shadow just has his movement cooldown. He's like, okay, Dallas, see ya, folks. Good sleep onto Dallas, and they have the good positioning now. Oh, Chris can find Susie just in time, and a Diva does get a bit of help, but Chris does eventually fall. Both teams going very deep and aggressively here. A lot of ult charts to begin from these Winstons, like clumped up targets. Ansia does find a res onto Susie once again.
So it's a 5v6 on it for a time.
Yeah, but Dallas goes in deep. He has no fear. Can anyone back him out, or is anyone going to punish him? For now, he's going to live quite healthily, and it helped his team secure a lot of space.
And then again, just jumping in.
Yeah, but he's creating a lot of time.
Oh, Reinhardt is solo.
Yeah, they do eventually get the final blow, but
kill.
Plank in the meantime has a lot of space in the backline. Dallas creating so much havoc that Plank is has free reign right now, and he does end up finding the kill onto a volley before he gets the res off. Good zoning bomb, very low Ansia. Ansia again killing Chris Creek with a melee in this case. We saw it once in Hollywood. We saw it once in Hollywood.
Oh no, I mean, it's kind of different.
You gotta try it.
Charlie, I guess. Yeah, but still, valiant effort.
Yeah. Dallas takes down Shaladars, goes in for the backline again on Regan, but Regan does have an extra bit of help there. Plank is very low on the payload, but gets the Mercy Healing and the Pyronate on himself, so Dallas isn't going to confirm his kill quite yet. In the meantime, Dallas gets back onto the payload, but both tanks are back, and with that Nanobus with Diva being in the fight earlier, just makes it a lot easier for them. Now we see Dovis. I'm sad now, but luckily Mercy gets to stay alive for a bit. Chris does have the Gedgy Blade, and he's going to use it quickly. He's very low on HP. He's a sliver, but can he get more going? It's looking quite difficult for him, and Dallas in the meantime does get the ultimate. He already used the Prime Rights, he's looking to build up a new one.
Oh, Widow is sleeping, that's a great sleep.
Yeah, the Doofus flies in. I just see Doofus flying across the map to the Widowmaker, and eventually Susa does take him down. And in the meantime, a lot of ults get exchanged, but Taito gets another good kill, and then with a Dio, and then just one normal kill, and then Dallas also contributes. And it looks like eventually, yeah, the payload will get capped by the blue team.
That was a big play from Taito, because, you know, Archangel also threw his bomb, but a bit later. Yeah. So while the Taito bomb exploded first, it killed the Baby Diva, denying the remake. Ah,
that's crucial, yeah. And he actually managed to stay for it himself, so that was quite nice. I just wanted to point out, Bloodcore manages to sleep Shaladars, and you see Doomfist flying across the map like, it's mine now.
That booty is mine.
Yeah, give me that French Widowmaker. French toast. Dallas has a prime margin because he got Nanobus late towards the fight and did a lot of damage. He's going to corner the supports, but for now they're keeping each other alive until Rigran finds the final blow there. And this is just the kind of momentum that was needed from Brawl moment to get this match turned out.
A nice follow-up by Taito as well, killing Shalidar. So, you know, Dallas creating havoc, the team's following up, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, and this is where we get the snowball potential, because now we almost get into this last phase with ultimates online for the blue team still. An extra pulse bomb gets a sticky, and yeah, this is going to be a phase 3.
Yeah, but take a look at this. We have a street phase, and we had just one fight.
Yeah. It's one very solid momentum. Suzu does end up falling. They're going for a last recontest.
That's a bit of a feed, I'm afraid.
I mean, yeah, he narrowly, he almost had the Primal Rage, but it was a bit sad that he couldn't quite get it off. Archangel is also 95%. They are committing Avoli's Valkyries. I'm not sure if they actually would have gotten it off. Managed to find a res onto Archangel, that's very good. The blade comes in, and now they pops in as well. Last second clutch, they're doing it. Dallas is very low on HP, just a sliver. Needs some help from his team. Chris can't find a final slash up, but he did the job on getting all the squishes down. One zoning bomb here and an extra jump in from the Winston. Eternal saving his team.
Huge bubble by Eternal.
Yeah, absolute. In the meantime, Suzy comes in with an extra ultimate, and then the Meteor Star comes in too. A lot of kills coming in for the blue team again, but they're forcing a lot of time in this red team. Time and ultimates. Shadowars takes down Dallas as they go with Taito, does eventually find Chris Creek. Suzy takes down Shadowars, and then eventually also Eternal. It looks like, after all, blue team will be able to hold it, but unless one more Diva bomb comes in, but they get the C9 cap when it happens. Takes down Bloodcorn and the Diva Mech does. It's a good ability to recontest soon again.
But you know what, I kind of doubted them, but in the end it worked for them because they forced a lot of ultimates that otherwise wouldn't be used.
Yeah. Do keep in mind, both Eternal and Shadow and Archangel, when they contested, went down when they had like between 95 and 98% of their ultimate charge. So if they had like just a sliver more, just their support to come back a bit sooner, they would have had their ultimates and still would have been different. But like you said, they do force out some good ultimates from the blue side.
You know, I want to shout outs to both Eternal and Archangel. I think they play really well. You know, they're not doing like super flashy things, but they are extremely solid as a time duo.
They're not letting anyone down, so like you said, they're not really doing anything like anything super flashy, like Tauta got the 4K bomb on Gibraltar, but like they're just doing the job for the team, but they're never like disappointing. It's a very reliable factor you can count on. Shalodars in the meantime takes down Dallas. Quite a good pick to open up, and Chris goes in with the Genji Blade once more. Archangel does go for the Roadhog and gets a pick onto Plank. The gentleman's agreement has been broken. It is a gentleman's agreement after all, so yeah, we're going to see it happen now. Ansya does get dressed up. The Kriskuk and actually manages to live through it. For now, this is very precarious. And eventually, Suzu finds the kill onto Shaladars with the Meteor Strike. And he's continued to seek blood. Dallas takes down Avoli towards the end. And takes down the Ana and Reinhardt, so he's definitely living up to the plate too. Eternal does pop the primaries now. He can maybe look to stall for a bit, but I don't think he's going to cap it right here. If he gets an extra kill, it's sort of nice. Eternal gets back to his team just in time, but falls towards the end.
And that's also the thing with Dallas, like when he goes in balls deep, and maybe he feeds a little bit, but before he dies, he's gonna kill 2 or 3.
I mean, that's not what we call feeding, that's what we call winning games.
That's true.
Pulse bomb, oh, they kill one another. Can they maybe get the res off? Res does get off, but Avoli does fall eventually.
It actually does.
They do actually get the res off, and then Nanobus goes in onto Taito, doesn't receive the healing, but receive the extra damage and damage mitigation. Plank does get resurrected back up by Ansya. Extra dev on Prison from Taito, just got that extra damage in, but the Archangel just takes down Dallas and just takes a breather to deal with the bomb here. Rigo and Ferrell in the backline, still dealing with Plank, but in the meantime, Suzu gets knocked about as well by the whole hog.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Doofus on both sides now, you're making me increasingly sad game, but okay, we'll see how this goes. Doofus are fighting it out, and Suzu comes out victorious over Shaladars. Archangel falls as well. One more resurrect comes out here. No, it doesn't. Avoli gets chucked down last second.
Oh, Eternal at last second.
Yeah, once again at the 60 centimeter mark, the 2-foot. He doesn't really get the prime rage off, I think. He can still contest one more time. That's the best he could have done, but once again, we're going for an extra round here. These teams are not, they're biting themselves in deep. They're clenching in their teeth. Right. These teams are slowly but steadily breaking the Jensen's agreement. Who do you think is actually going to, who is actually going to break the entire agreement and just play bunker?
I don't think they're gonna do it. I think the Archangel picked Hog because kind of Tracer was running rampant. Yeah, in the backline. So the way to control it is to pick Hog. But I don't actually think they're gonna pick Orisa.
No, I think these teams are enjoying the dive too much, and they're both doing quite well. A bit of a better time bank for, not for Brabant, but for Team Solo Ult Ghaliya. Brabant did have a bit good of momentum, though, especially towards that street phase, so I'll be curious to see if they can get it going again. We do see Archangel on the Hammond. Yeah.
Orisa Bastion. Oh,
and they're the first one. Can we run Orisa Diva? I did get the Bastion into. Oh, they have no clue what's waiting for them. I guess, okay, for everyone who doesn't know, I guess we can lose faith in Dallas right now. The Covenant has been broken. Unless they swap just before the spawn gates open. The Covenant, and they don't even have a Diva. Archangel is on the Hammond.
The president is here.
Yes, the Covenant has been broken, and it was Dallas, I think. I don't know who was in the voice channels, but yeah, Brahman has broken the sacred covenant of non-bunker. And immediately Archangel gets hacked up into a Bastion line of fire. That's the honor on the line.
HP was gone.
Yep.
In a second.
He also got hacked and can use his extra shielding. In the meantime, Foley also gets spotted by Plank. Yeah, blue team, I mean, we can see it here. They want to capitalize right here, right now. White pause. We'll be having a small technical issue, it seems, on one of the player sides. What we'll be expecting, we've got Suzu with some crucial hacks in on both Eternal and on Archangel. Archangel has now swapped onto the Diva, and Shaldars is over to the McCree. Rigrand is deciding to play Ana.
Yeah, I think you cannot keep Hammond against the Sombra. Hammond is a very self-sufficient hero that just rolls around alone.
Doesn't help your team against Bastion either.
Yeah, but if Sombra finds you, you're done.
Definitely. In the meantime, though, the ultimate charges aren't too badly in the favor of the blue side because the fight was just done so quickly, and Chris Krieg managed to reset himself as well, and some people got away. However, there's a small ultimate charge gain. Rigrant has a small disconnect issue, so he'll be with us shortly again. In the meantime, though, what would you expect now from the red side? Because they swapped over to McCree and Diva. I definitely agree with the Diva pick, but what would you expect from the DPS there?
I think they're just gonna reset with full bunker, to be honest.
Perhaps, who knows?
Once they see an Orisa on enemy team, they're like, you know what, let's just, respond in kind.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's going to be difficult because you're at a disadvantage. They have a Bastion, they're going to have ultimates faster than you, so it's just a disadvantageous position.
Indeed, and we'll see what ends up happening here. Payload is technically moving, like we said. Okay, I'm liking Shadow Dars. Stop trying to be smart and just play. People are being quite savvier, but yeah, we'll see what they end up doing. Hopefully, Reinhardt was playing Honor. They might be counting on Chris Creek to get the Nano Blade at some point, and that might eventually cut up the bunker sides.
Yeah, you know, also another thing against Nano Blade, you have to be very careful against Sombra, because, you know, you just get hacked.
Yeah.
Before you dash or mid-dash, and there's also not much you can do.
Away. Yeah.
And you just swing in the air, slashing.
Yeah. Sitting there.
Being sad.
I asked for an ETA on Riggins, and he joins back shortly, so quite happy to see that. He'll be losing a little bit of ultimate charge, around 9%, but nothing too bad. Let's see. No bunker on the next map, okay, says Eternal. Well, it depends on who wins here. Brahmo managed to win the first map, so the red side will actually have to win this map to get another map going. Alright, seems like both sides are about to ready up again, so we'll be getting back into this match. It does mean that Rigger will be back in spawn, probably going to play Ana. We'll see how they manage to rig contest it. I'm not sure if they'll go for a rig contest on the first point still. We'll see what they end up doing. Okay, Rigger back in the game, back on Ana. They do find Ansia. That's a good pick though from Shadow Dars, making sure Mercy's not in the fight. They might actually have a chance there if they want to rig contest. Chris Creek goes onto the Hanzo. Let's see what Shadow Dars does when he gets in spawn.
Into Sombra, actually.
Yeah, they want to get this hack on his dragon. They want to actually force his Bastion out of his comfort zone.
And we have a Doomfist.
Ooh, not sure if that's going to be the right call, but we'll see. Okay, just 30 more seconds to go. Chris Creek is just scouting out the backline, seeing what's up. It seems like Dallas is actually going to swap off the bunker. The Covenant is being restored, but will it be in time, Scurdy?
It's only 15 seconds.
Can you mend a broken Covenant?
No.
Definitely, agreed. Well, we'll see what ends up happening, because it does put the ultimate charge a bit more in favor of the red side again, potentially. They just need to get some good picks there with Chris and with Shadow Dars. Chris is getting low on HP, might have to get back to his team soon. In the meantime, Dragon just gets instantly dove and pummeled. And Antinate also lands on Archangel. It's not looking good for the red side. Blue team is looking to snowball here. Ooh, crucial pick off, but they do at least force the EMP from Suze. That's a very good ultimate to force out. I'd say if you're red team, you already lost like 1 or 2 people and you force on EMP, you call that good fight, good fight. Let's get back. Right, but let's see here. Eternal will have the Primal Raids next fight, but if we look at the blue team, we'll see a Diva Bomb, a Mercy Ultimate, and potentially we're going to see a Nano Boost and a Winston Ult, and maybe even a Tracer Bomb. So the longer this fight progresses, the longer
this fight progresses, if Chris Creek manages to like hack a Diva and feed ult charge off her, then he's just gonna EMP, and what then?
Yeah, and then, I mean, we will see Avoli also going to have that ultimate online as well with Valkyrie. The first Valkyrie gets popped there, and immediately Avoli gets over pummeled and hacked. They do get the hack off onto the Diva, so that's definitely good for him. Chris is going to have that ultimate. Pulse Bomb lands in onto Eternal, who is forced to pop the Primal Rage. Archangel takes down Blood Arm, says no Nano Boost in the fight right now unless someone gets resurrected. Archangel's very low on HP, but he gets to clear his payload, but then a Diva Bomb comes in from Titan once again. Is it a big one? It finds Eternal, that's all they really needed here, and the D-Mech. Good Diva Bomb. Plank does fall eventually to Rigger, who's standing his own ground right now, and Shadow takes an Ansi as well. It's definitely looking like a rig contest, and Mercy flies in for a res onto Eternal, and it looks like his payload will get halted right here, right now, just before the next phase. And you know what? That's crucial, because if they did actually get to the next phase, it will be the spawn advantage in favor of Bro moment, but right now, they just need to complete 2 phases. Team Solo Ult Ghaliya, and they'll be back into the series.
That's true, but then again, for 2 minutes, that is still a pretty good distance.
Yeah, it's quite a thing to ask of them. I must say, with the limited time that they had, I think that Brahma did a very good push for themselves.
Yeah, and now, you know, the pressure is on Solo Ult Ghaliya. Will they be able to push us far?
Yeah, because if they don't do it here, it's the series over for them, and that might be, it's basically going to cost them a tournament, so definitely the pressure is up. Even though we're running late on the EU server right now, just a quarter past midnight, I would love to see an extra King of the Hill map. I think Scrudy might be up for us too. His vocal cords can
definitely
stretch the vocal cords a bit more.
Especially, you know, we didn't really see that much King of the Hills, and it's a fun game mode.
True. Now, in the meantime, Eternal is actually sticking to the Covenants. Riggan's going to be on the Lucia once to get the speed boost in, and they're looking for a very peel-heavy composition. So the enemy team is playing dive, and as you can see, if you're the blue team, who would you want to dive on the red team? It might end up having to be Shadow Dars or one of the tanks, but it's difficult because they're also slippery and mobile.
I think only Shadow Dars, but he's gonna play smart probably and just keep his hook ready, and anytime they jump in, he's just gonna escape.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to follow with him as well.
Probably Chris is gonna have an opportunity to hack, and then you're a sitting duck behind the enemy lines. Definitely. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, and Avali will be able to fend for Shadow as well, just get the extra healing and damage boost going. Let's see how this ends up going. Our compositions do get scouted on both ends. Problem is though, Plank and Suzu are both on very mobile heroes. They might be able to harass Shadowdars, but if Shadowdars gets a good angle, there's nothing to really take it from him. Shadowdars plays off far into the distance, and the first space gets created by Eternal. It takes a lot of damage, and the anti lands on Rigrant and on Arcane. It's a good start. Dallas drawing the first blood in this round. And
Archangel is hacked.
Yeah, and Avoli is also very low. It's look like Dallas is getting a double kill. He does end up falling, but they've basically done the job. I would say they've got the first hold going, and they prevented Shadowdars from setting up wherever he liked. Shadowdars now going to be in the duel. He has to maybe try and get out, but it's going to be quite challenging, yeah. Alright, going for a quick reset. However, Chris Creek is looking very close to the ultimate, but so is Suzu. So these two, Summer's not really much between them. Bloodgorm will be very close to his own ultimate. The Nanabos. Shadowdars going over to the McCree. Wants to actually deal with these backline threats and harassment. Avoli falls again. Good shot there from Bloodgorm.
Yeah.
And Archangel loses back quite early again, and we've been seeing him be very disciplined, but he's been suffering this round. Rigrant goes into the backline together with Chris Creek and ends up finding a kill onto Bloodgorm. They might be able to res it.
That's a pretty good pick, because before Anna gets back, you're gonna have another.
And now
attack.
they force out the Valkyrie at least. Archangel does get resurrected up by Avoli. Dallas is going deep in the backline. His team is very split around. Both teams are very messy and all about. Rigrant falls again to Suzu. That's not very favorable. Anti's Valkyrie has run up by now, and it continues to be at a brawl moment. Is looking quite stable right now. Postman from Plank doesn't quite find anything.
And now the question is, who's gonna press EMP faster?
Yeah, that's a big question. Well, Suzu's gonna get rid of Shadowdars first. I think he might want to wait until the res comes in, or attempt it, and then interrupt it. Here comes Diva Bomb though, going just in the middle of things, but Dallas with a great bubble leaping over it, and now it's the counter bomb from Taito was safe because of that, and he finds Regrant, who's not been having a good round so far. Only 30 more seconds to go. Shadowdars deep in the backline gets rid of the Taito Diva Mech, and now he just needs to get rid of the Baby Diva, and there's nothing to save him there. In the meantime, Regrant does get resurrected back up again, and Dallas is in a whole lot of hurt without a primal rage. Alright, let's see how we go. Shadowdars with another pick onto Ansia, and we're just going to see how things go. Arcane is pushing up deep. He doesn't quite have the Diva, but he wants to make sure that his enemy team doesn't get to recontest. In the meantime, we're going to see how this payload progresses. 2 people on the payload for now. Regrant just very busy typing. And we're going to be seeing there will be a recontest with an EMP and a Primal Rage Monkey and probably a Valkyrie here. It's going to be, like you said, the case. Who presses EMP first? Only one body on the card right now. It's only the Lucio. Okay, now we're going to see how things end up going. Both Summers can kind of see one another. Suzu has been spotted out. Maybe press the EMP. No, he doesn't. They get the first capper. That's actually very good for the red team because now they have the first
but you know,
advantage.
it's overtime, and you know, if you get dislodged from the payload, it's over.
Indeed. So, yeah, one more fight starter, but at least the red team does have the ability to also come in with their own Valkyrie, which will help them greatly. But it did at least get some spawn advantage, get the payload a bit further. But yeah, it's going to be one fight territory all around, and they can never give up. Here comes the EMP from Suzu. Counter EMP also lands though. But the blue team, Brum was looking like they can draw the first blood, and they can draw a lot of things. Archangel managed to get the D-bomb, but Shadowdars find Bloodgorm. Crucial pick there. Eternal does get resurrected back up into the game. Eternal is back in the fray of things as well with a Primal Rage, so this can stall for a long time still. Meantime, Bloodgorm does get resurrected back up again and going to be quite close to Namas. Chris falls. Archangel is going to be back on the Hammond. Eternal must have this Primal Rage, and he's going to pop it very soon, I would imagine. There goes only 2 bodies on the card right now. Hacking onto Eternal, which means that Archangel can actually play the game for it. Riggin has his own beat drop, and he's going to use it right now. Dove is back from Shadowdars, and Chris keep coming back on the Tracer. Devon coming in from Taito down. We've seen it can land some pretty big ones. Suzu falls though, it's a big pick for Shadowdars. It's just what they need. Rigrant's in a whole lot of trouble, but he's managed to escape with a sliver right now. Bloodgorm falls as well. Shadowdars with 3 kills coming up big for his team again. Ansia does get a res on Dallas, and Taito managed to take out Rigrant, but still Shadowdars and Chris managed to fight the backline here. Avoli does get taken out, but Archangel eventually gets something. Nice pulse bomb from Plank, but it doesn't end up finding a kill. Does end up taking the Doomfist, but can't say it's enough. And red team is still in this, and look at this. They're gonna have the Doomfist up, they're gonna have the pulse bomb. This is a big place in DPS hands.
Savage fight, but Suzu, that EMP, it can be a difference maker.
Potentially, I mean, it's going to be up to the DPS players now. Like, Suzu has a big EMP again, and both the DPS on the red side have their ultimates. They need to stay out of this EMP range, because if any of those 2 heroes gets hacked up, it's very difficult for them, and we've seen how difficult they can have it. Regan's going in on the front line, close into Dallas, but he gets picked off early. Didn't have the support from his team. That's a rough start for the red team. However, Shadowdars takes down Bloodgorm, and Avoli falls to Plank. And now, once again, the attacks in the favor of the red team. Yeah, but they're both sides still. C9, C9. Bromo gets the victory, 2-0. I didn't expect it to end like that. I would have expected like a lot of flashy DPS, but sadly, Rigrant manages to push up with his team, but didn't really have the support from his team. But it's a crucial victory for Bromo because it means they did not lose a map in this series, which means they'll be like moving on with a 3-1 record, but they didn't lose a map in this, so it's going to be crucial.
Yeah, it's really important to the map differential. So even if you win and even if you lose, you always want to win at least this one map. So it's then working in your favor.
Dallas and Ansia doing quite well here, 61% or 61 kills with a lot of kill participation as well. But yeah, that is going to be rounding up our cast. In the meantime, if there's a second game going on, do be sure to check out the Overstudent Twitch second channel. It might have a game going on still, but that'll be all she wrote for us. We'll be announcing a winner for you shortly. So we'll be back in a few minutes, and we will also announce the MVP of this tournament, because we do have some potential candidates. And like we said, GG's to all teams, and thank you all for tuning in and watching and spamming Twitch chat, although I didn't get to see it myself. But so far, it seemed like to be quite a successful tournament. So yeah, we'll be back with you shortly, announcing the winner.
Yes.
And the MVP. Stay tuned.